All right, so next up on the list, we had something that I'm actually very excited to have the opportunity to share with you guys. Out of the whole semester in management information systems, I'd say the most useful and pertinent thing to the 21st century that I was able to take in was the ability to use Google Fusion tables. I think they're a wonderful tool for anyone's arsenal in terms of sharing data with other people and using data that they find online or other places in productive and constructive ways. So let me start this video and we'll get into it. So what we're going to do with the with the Google Fusion tables can't be done without taking care of this first step first. With all the data that we have, like you see, and I just ran across four different columns. In those columns, you have a full street address for a person, but it's separated in a way that the Google Fusion table can't read it. So what we're going to use is a concatenate function. Concatenate is actually a way to merge data from multiple cells into one cell. Now what I'm doing here, if you see up top, very crucial in the concatenate function if you want your things to look right. Notice how I put A2 comma quote space quote comma B2. In doing this, I'm actually putting spaces between the words that I'm actually merging together. So without putting A2 comma quote space quote, and by just doing A2 comma B2 comma C2, once I finish concatenating, as opposed to having these spaces here between each word, it would just be one big word of all the letters that I had put together. So make sure when you use the concatenate function, if you'd like to have your words separated, you use that comma, quote, space, quote pattern for all the different cells you'd like to string together. So now that we have it concatenated, we're going to use the fill bar to pull all of our information down. And I don't know if you know about the fill bar, but it's probably the most useful function in Excel. It'll copy the formula that you've used to get information into one cell and translate that to any cell that you drag it through. So now that I have all my information here on the right hand side, I'm just going to get it formatted properly. It's incredible that you can see how the concatenate function works. It even has the apartment numbers correct and everything like that. So once I get it straight, I'm going to center everything out and make sure that it looks the way it should be. I'll be able to use this information in my new Google Drive Fusion table. Like I said, I wouldn't have been able to use it from this data because it's not separated in a way, or it's separated in a way where Google Fusion won't be able to read it. So I'm going to go down to Internet Explorer, go open to my recent Google Drive, in which I've actually already loaded this extra credit data into my Google Drive in so that it doesn't take too long to load on this video here. So normally what you would do is, you see, like I said, I have all this data loaded into my Google Drive. But what you would normally do is go to Create. I'm actually going to pop back in a second and show you. Yeah, you go to Create, Fusion Table, and from Fusion Table, you're going to use a Google spreadsheet, and that's the one I've already uploaded, which is extra credit data. Now, normally I'd check this off and then select it, but as we already know, I have it loaded, so I'm just going to go back to the tab in which it's loaded, and we'll continue from there. So here's all the data we have. We have all these street addresses, and all these street addresses are obviously in different cities in different states all across America. Um, so with that data, I can actually put it into what is called a geocode. I think that's what it's called. We're going to open up File and go to geocode, but it's like it's a Google Map function pretty much, and it puts all of the different pieces of data that I've gathered into this geocode. And once you open it up, you'll have all your different data points in a graphic representation across the country on a map. Like I said, these fusion tables are incredible. I've never seen anything like them. And even all the other functions inside of Google Drive alone really blow my mind. I think they're incredible for the 21st century business person or anyone involved in any sort of, any sort of organization that needs to get data. So once we go down here, you're going to see you have all of the different all of your different points, and it shows you the activity and where it's happening. But one thing it won't show you is the degree of the activity, or how much certain places are and how much others. So what we do is we break our data into buckets. These buckets use different ranges with different colors associated with them, so that you can differentiate data points without having to delve too deep into them. So normally when we first got into this, we used 4 buckets, so I'm also going to use 4 buckets on this one at first. Once I close this, you'll see the range is specific, and once I close it, you'll see that all the colors change. Over here, you'll have one range with the red, with the purple, you have another, the green, you'll have another range of sales price, and so on and so forth. If you go back in, you can change your buckets, which I did. I opened up 7 buckets, and you can even change, your icons. You can make them little pegboards like these orange and yellow ones. It's really awesome, man. I just really love how free flowing this new Google Fusion is. I love how you can really just channel a whole lot of data into one specific area, but still have so much control over what you do see and what you don't see. And I just think it's really great for research. I think if you ever need to try and take a whole lot of data but get small parts out of it for the only for reasons you need without having to get all the other data. Say you download something from online, which is what we did in class. There may be a lot of data attached to it, but once you take the Excel file that you may have downloaded and put it into the Google Fusion table, it's up to you to really pull out which data you want on it. Like if you see here, obviously the video is over, but if you see here, it has a street address, city, state, postal code, sales price, sale date. All this stuff is customizable. If I wanted to go into this, I can't here because it's just a video file, but if I was on the computer lab and I opened it up for you, you'd be able to see that. I could go into this and change up the criteria if I only wanted to see street address and only see state and only see sale. So, these fusion tables are really great stuff. If you don't have a grasp on them, I really suggest it because, technology is only going to advance more, and the more we go into the future, the more critical things like this will be. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was a good tutorial, and I appreciate your time, guys.